Oklahoma just last night, and could those storms come our way? SpaceX just released their rocket into orbit, but turns out it didn't make it too far.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV News at Noon.
Thank you for joining ntTV News at Noon. I'm Piper Gifford.
And I'm April Pierdont. The first of many test flights by SpaceX ended in what the company says is a success. The uncrewed rocket took off in a test flight early this morning, but ended in an explosion due to a technical failure of the rocket's boosters. After about 4 minutes, it quickly began to tumble toward Earth. The cause of the explosion is not known, but the company considers the blast-off a success and another step towards placing people back on the moon and Mars in 2025.
The county commissioner of a small town in Oklahoma has resigned after being allegedly caught on recording saying racist remarks towards black people and threatening local journalists with hitmen. The governor of Oklahoma called for the resignation of this official as well as other county representatives that were caught on tape. CNN's Spencer Humphrey reports.
Folks that are part of that terrible to resign.
That was Idabel Mayor Craig Young on Monday, echoing those many calls for those officials to step down after audio recorded by a McCurtain Gazette reporter captured a conversation between two county commissioners, the county sheriff, the jail administrator, and a sheriff's investigator. In it, you hear them lamenting the fact that they cannot hang black people. Then you'll hear them talking about two McCurtain Gazette reporters and how they like to kill them.
I'm going to tell you something. If it was back in the day, when Alan Marshall take a damn blackjack, whoop their and throw them in the cell, I'd run for chair. Yeah, well, it's not like that no more. I know. Take them down here on Mud Creek and hang them up with the damn rope. Yeah. But you can't do that. The thing about it is, they got more rights than we got. What goes around goes around. It will. I told you it will. Yeah. I know where two big deep holes are if you ever need them. I got an excavator. These are pre-dug.
Don't need folks in leadership roles with that kind of attitude.
Wednesday morning, Governor Stitt's office confirmed McCurtain County Commissioner Mark Jennings sent the governor this letter, officially resigning from his role. No one else heard in that recording has stepped down. That includes Sheriff Kevin Clarity, whose office is going on the defensive, posting to Facebook it was opening an investigation into the reporter who recorded that audio, claiming it was illegally recorded and the people you heard saying what they just said were victims themselves. I told you Tuesday, legal experts say that argument likely wouldn't hold up since they held the conversation in a public place at a public meeting.
As the investigation continues, the sheriff's office has stated that they believe that the tapes have been altered. The executive director of the Oklahoma Sheriff's Association says the group voted Tuesday to suspend the members of the individuals involved.
The U.S. Supreme Court has extended the access to an abortion drug, but the clock is ticking for a ruling to be made. CNN's Emily Schmidt reports from Washington.
The top line from the U.S. Supreme Court Wednesday is clear. Access to a key abortion drug is still in place. Bottom line, more uncertainty. Justice Samuel Alito reset the court's decision clock to 11:59 p.m. Friday, a ruling that moved to suspend the Food and Drug Administration's approval of the abortion drug mifepristone.
The U.S. Supreme Court today needs to make it clear that any decision to limit access to vital medication, such as mifepristone, will be based on science, and it will be based on an FDA decision.
We're going to continue to fight. We've been very clear about that.
The Biden administration's Justice Department submitted filings opposing the Trump-appointed Texas judge's ruling, telling the Supreme Court changes would deny lawful access to a drug the FDA deemed a safe and effective alternative to invasive surgical abortion, a finding shared by the medical community as a whole.
We don't want a Texas judge in our bedrooms telling us what to do.
At least one Republican also fears the possibility of wider consequences.
To come back in, I think, a very political way and undermine your drug regulatory agency. I've got concerns about that.
If the Texas ruling is allowed to take effect, it would impact states where abortion is banned and where it is legal. In Washington, I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
Close to a dozen tornadoes ripped through 3 Midwest states last night. Oklahoma was one of the hardest hit. The death toll, as of today, stands at only 2 people, but the number of fatalities could rise as first responders continue their search through the destruction. There have been reports of people trapped under the destruction, and search and rescue parties have faced difficulty due to power lines and other debris blocking their efforts. Nearly 20,000 homes and businesses were without power as of this morning. The weather system that hit these states is moving east, but let's bring it a little closer to home.
Well, thanks, guys.
As our weather anchor, we are hopefully not going to see any weather storms like I just talked about. What do you think, April?
Let's hope for that as well, because I think the weather right now has been really good. But let's go to Jim. What you got for us today?
Well, thanks, guys. It is absolutely lovely today. It both is and feels like 78 degrees. It is partly cloudy, and there is a wind speed of 17 miles per hour. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, James. 20-year-old Kaylin Gillis was shot and killed Saturday when her boyfriend pulled into the wrong driveway. The 65-year-old man, Kevin Monahan, fired 2 shots from his porch in Heber, New York. He has been charged with second-degree murder. Monahan pleaded not guilty, with the lawyer making the argument that he was frightened from seeing multiple people pull into his driveway. Today, we hear from the father of Kaylin.
I have the utmost confidence that the justice system will prevail. Kaylin deserves justice.
About 28 states have a stand your ground law in place to allow people to respond to threats of force if they are in a place that they have a right to be.
Coming up, we have reports of another armed student at Timberview High School.
And the voting system company suing Fox News settled for less than half of what they were asking for. We'll see you after the break.
Good evening. My name is Amanda Haz. I'm joining you here today in the Union Parking Garage. Today we're going to be going over how to drive safely in the parking garage. Let's go see. Oh my God! Oh my God! This girl just got hit by a car. Let's go see what happened. Ma'am, are you okay? Are you okay?
Did you see that lady hit me with a car?
Yeah, we did. I got it all on video.
Oh my God.
Let's go over here and talk about how we can prevent that.
Yeah, not the hospital.
Well, right now we're going to ask you a couple questions on how we can drive safely in the parking lot. What are ways that we can be aware of our surroundings?
Oh, we can look both ways.
Jenna, also, how about putting the distractions away?
Yes, just like our phones, turning our music down, and also not focusing on our passengers.
Where can you get information on how to get a parking pass?
Transportation.unt.edu.
If you park in a garage, make sure you pay on the app or look for further instructions on how you should pay.
And remember, no pass, no park. Let's all try to keep our Mean Green community safe.
Remember, we're all in this together.
Drive safe.
I'm here to rescue you.
Oh, my friends.
Not so fast.
This story's going to be awesome.
Just last week, a student at Mansfield Timberview High School was arrested for a loaded gun that was found in their backpack. And yesterday, another student was arrested for reports of having a gun at school. Mansfield ISD police launched an investigation and said they didn't end up finding a weapon on the student. Police arrested the student in question, but it's not clear of what they are being charged with. Timberview High School principal Darrell Douglas said the school is increasing their security measures with more police presence and more handheld wands.
The 3 Tennessee lawmakers that risked expulsion are visiting with President Joe Biden on Monday. Earlier this month, representatives in Tennessee's State House voted to expel Justin Pearson and Justin Jones. This vote came after the lawmakers marched with protesters demanding gun reform. Gloria Johnson participated in the protests, but the State House voted not to expel her. Days after the expulsion, Jones and Pearson were temporarily reappointed. They are back in the State House on an interim basis. During the days of expulsion, President Biden offered support to Pearson and Jones. They will meet with Biden on their visit to the White House on Monday.
Discussions about the debt ceiling are running wild. Republican leaders and the Biden administration are butting heads on the issue. John Lauren gives us an update on the potential rulings.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy focused on trimming the bottom line.
We're very concerned about what the president and the Democrats have done by spending so much money creating inflation for the last 24 months.
McCarthy says he has enough support to get the GOP's debt limit bill passed along party lines. The proposal, which hasn't been released or finalized, includes getting back unspent COVID-19 funds, 10-year caps on spending, prohibiting President Joe Biden's student loan forgiveness, and enacting a GOP energy bill.
I think there are a number of really critical details that we've still got to work out before making a final decision on a vote, but it's been a very productive discussion and a lot of good ideas.
The Biden White House isn't impressed with the House Republicans' goals.
They're even talking about adding $3 trillion to our debt and wasteful tax giveaways to the richest Americans and big corporations.
The president spoke with Democratic leaders Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries Tuesday to discuss the Republican plan, which Biden blasted, saying in a statement the GOP should, quote, pass a clean bill like they did 3 times in the previous administration.
One thing that we know that is clear is that this President Biden's budget, shows his priority is delivering for hardworking Americans.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
A voting machine company known as Dominion sued Fox News for defamation. Dominion was asking for a whopping $1.6 billion in damages on Tuesday. The case was settled, but not for what Dominion was asking for. The case settled for $787.5 million. That's less than half of what Dominion was asking for. The last-minute deal means that the case is officially over and it will not proceed to trial. As a result, those high-profile Fox executives won't be testifying in court. Even though this case is over, Fox isn't off the hook yet. Fox is gearing up to defend itself in yet another defamation lawsuit, this one involving another voting system company, Smartmatic. Smartmatic issued a statement on Tuesday saying they're committed to defending their name. This lawsuit is expected to take trial in 2025.
Piper, this week has been really nice. You know, the weather hasn't been like super cold. It's been nice and windy. What are you thinking?
I know, I walked outside this morning and it was beautiful, gorgeous. Then we get here and we have talks of storms.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
So we're going to hear what James Peeler has to say for us. James.
Well, thanks, guys. Well, here in Denton, it's 77 degrees. Up to the north in Gainesville. Tonight's temperature, well, up to the north in Gainesville, it's going to be 73 degrees. In Stephenfield, it's going to be 79 degrees. Bowie is going to be 71 degrees. Paris is going to be 76 degrees. Fort Worth is 84. Dallas is 82 degrees. And McKinney is 81 degrees. For the current conditions across the region, right now in Denton it's 78 degrees. In Abilene it's 70. In Oklahoma City it's 65. And Amarillo, it's 56 degrees. In Austin, it's 80 degrees. In Shreveport, it's 78 degrees. In El Paso, it's 72 degrees. In Houston, it's 80 degrees. And for the 7-day forecast, tomorrow, it's going to be bright and sunny with a high of 74 and a low of 47. On Saturday, it's going to be a high of 72 and a low of 48 with partly cloudy skies. On Sunday, there's going to be a 66% chance of rain with a high of 55 and a low of 74. On Monday, there's going to be a 41% chance of rain with a high of 65 and a low of 55. On Tuesday, there's going to be a 60% chance of rain with a high of 71 and a low of 56 degrees. On Wednesday, there's going to be an 80% chance of rain with a high of 74 and a low of 59 degrees. And on Thursday, it's going to be windy with a high of 60 degrees and a low of 51 degrees. That's all I have for y'all. Back to the desk.
Thank you, James. Finals week is coming up fast, and I always personally feel super stressed and overwhelmed during this time. So let's go to our health segment with Regina Zepeda to find out ways to stay healthy during finals week.
Yes, finals week is a crazy time for all of us, so I got together with a college student to learn a little bit more about what she does in order to stay healthy and pull through the most stressful time of the year. Let's take a look.
My name is Celestian Solon, and my major is acting/fine arts. It's a lot of tests, and especially since I have to do other classes that aren't exactly always acting, it's just juggling both of them at the same time.
What do you do in order to stay healthy and clear-minded during this time?
Oh, what I do to stay healthy is sometimes I like to take time for me, maybe take a bath or read a book. I joined a book club recently. Don't have time for it all the time, but it's good. And I like to take walks as well. Not as much as I should, but when I go on a walk, I tend to put some kind of audio podcast thing to kind of distract me, or else I'll just be thinking about what I need to do next. And going on these walks really distracts me, which is really nice. I like to go to the gym. That's not always what happens, but if I have time, I do like to go to the gym and lift weights. I also like to get on the treadmill and watch a movie, put my phone up and watch a movie. That's always nice. I really like to make sure to eat breakfast because I feel that sometimes whenever I don't end up eating breakfast because I'm in a rush, I'm 10 times more moodier, or my day goes by much slower. So I make sure to get my breakfast in because I'm a foodie, so I just love food, so I need my food.
How does all of that make you feel?
It just makes me feel rejuvenated and ready to go for all the tests and things that are coming my way.
What would you say to people in order for them to try and stay healthy for themselves too?
Yeah, I would say to definitely find things that they feel relaxed in doing and do that as much as possible. Even if you feel like everything's piling up at once, know that there's going to be a time when everything ends and it's going to be okay, and whatever ends up happening is for a reason. So just make sure to care for yourself.
So when you're feeling anxious about all those finals, just remember to take a little time for yourself and relax. You deserve it. There's also a lot of fun events happening on campus that can tell you guys and help you guys forget all about the nerves of finals week. So let's go over to our live reporter, Noemi Sanchez, to hear more about them. Noemi?
And later on in the show, I'll tell you how UNT students can make a positive difference in the lives of sexual assault survivors. More after the break. All right, sounds good. So the next one is going to be a
garage. Today we're going to be going over how to drive safely in the parking garage. Let's go see. Oh my god! This girl just got hit by a car. Let's go see what happened. Man, are you okay?
Did you see that lady hit me with a car?
Yeah, we did. I got it all on video.
Oh my god.
Let's go over here and talk about how we can prevent that.
Yeah, not the hospital.
Well, right now we're going to ask you a couple questions on how we can drive safely in the parking lot. What are ways that we can be aware of our surroundings?
Oh, we can look both ways.
Jenna, also, how about putting the distractions away?
Yes, just like our phones, turning our music down, and also not focusing on our passengers.
Where can you get information on how to get a parking pass?
Transportation.unt.edu.
If you park in a garage, make sure you pay on the app or look for further instructions on how you should pay.
And remember, no pass, no park. Let's all try to keep our Mean Green community safe.
Remember, we're all in this together.
Drive safe.
I'm here to rescue you.
Oh, my prince.
No so fast.
This story's going to be awesome.
Did you know you have access to video equipment like DVDs, video games, and cameras? That's right, you do. Come on down to Chilton Library and fulfill your media dream. Located on the bottom floor next to the student sculpture. Hope to see you there soon.
Hey girl, you know you look good. I like the way you move and groove. I'm not sure.
It's a great time to have a party, and UNT hosts a very unusual one with guests of honor being all the stars under the sky. There is an opportunity to travel across the space through the lens of a telescope. If you're looking for a stellar experience, you might want to check out the UNT Star Parties. The event is held on the first and third Saturday of every month at the Urban Astronomy Center and Sky Theater. Guests will learn about constellations and get the chance to operate 3 types of telescopes. If you're interested in leading a star party, you don't need to be a graduate student. All you need is knowledge and passion of astronomy to get involved. General admission is $5 per person or $10 per person for private parties. For more information about star parties, you can visit astronomy.unt.edu.
May is just around the corner, and the countdown to graduation is underway for UNT seniors. A mix of fear and excitement is growing on the students, and I believe the term is senioritis. As students prep for graduation, they have many tasks on their to-do list. Seniors should have already purchased their gowns, but if you got left behind, head over to Vortman's to grab one. Make sure you're checking your email to be alerted about any graduation cords you may need to pick up. As for the graduation ceremonies, all of your guests must have a ticket. Guests are no longer allowed to save seats, so make sure your guests arrive at the same time. Don't forget to ask your favorite journalism student to take those grad pics for you.
You know, Piper, I am super excited about this graduation season, but you know what I'm also excited about? What's happening on our world of sports.
I actually heard something that I actually know about sports. The NFL draft is happening next week.
Oh, wow.
So let's see what our sports guy, Brendan O'Donnell, has for us. Brendan?
Thanks. Like y'all said, we're going to take a quick look into the NFL draft. It's going to start next Thursday. And on top of that, the Dallas Stars are really exciting right now, taking a deep dive into their demolishment of the Wild last night.
Good evening, my name is Amanda Hasbell, and I'm joining you here today in the Union Parking Garage. Today we're going to be going over how to drive safely in the parking garage. Let's go see. Oh my God, this girl just got hit by a car. Let's go see what happened. Ma'am, are you okay? Are you okay?
Did you see that lady hit me with a car?
Yeah, we did. I got it all on video. Oh my God. Let's go over here and talk about how we can prevent that.
Yeah, not the hospital.
Well, right now we're going to ask you a couple questions on how we can drive safely in the parking lot. What are ways that we can be aware of our surroundings?
Oh, we can look both ways.
Jenna, also, how about putting the distractions away?
Yes, just like our phones, turning our music down, and also not focusing on our passengers.
Where can you get information on how to get a parking pass?
Transportation.unt.edu.
If you park in a garage, make sure you pay on the app or look for further instructions on how you should pay.
And remember, no pass, no park. Let's all try to keep our mean green community safe.
Remember, we're all in this together.
Drive safe.
I'm here to rescue you.
Oh, my prince.
No sofas.
This story is going to be awesome.
Welcome back to ntTV News at Noon. I'm Brendan O'Donnell, and here's what's exciting in sports. The Dallas Stars played their second match in the series against the Minnesota Wild. They unfortunately lost in double overtime against the Wild on Monday, but the Stars had the Wild on their toes for the last 40 minutes of that game and should have won it. They knew they left a lot of points on the board and looked to rally last night. They started fast, scoring during the Minnesota power play in the first 5 minutes. Still, the Stars had yet to burn their brightest. They scored not 2 or 3 or even 4 goals to beat the Wild. They put up 7 goals to crush the Wild's morale. If the Stars keep up this pace, Minnesotans are going to be tired of the Texas teams for a while. The Cowboys destroyed them 40-3 last fall. The Astros beat them last week, the Twins in a series last week. And the only way it could have been even better is if the Mavericks could have just made the play-in and knocked out the Timberwolves. The Mavericks disappointing us yet again. The U.S. men's national team faced off against Mexico in an international friendly match yesterday. It was anything but friendly, as this rivalry has been competitive for years now. The U.S. has won 3 and tied twice in the last 5 matchups versus Mexico. Mexico looked to have a chance to win as they scored first in the first 55 minutes. They kept it at 1-0 up to the end and only allowed 4 shots the whole game for the U.S. However, the tides turned in the 81st minute when Mexico's Carlos Rodriguez took a shot, barely contested, and still managed to bounce it off of the crossbar, missing the goal. The U.S. instantly rebounded the ball and took it on a fast break upfield. Quick passes put the ball right in position for Jesus Ferreira to tie the game. The score would stay 1-1 until that final whistle. These teams will play again on June 15th for the CONCACAF Nations League semifinal, and that match will not be ending in a tie. A week from today, the NFL draft will kick off in Kansas City. The Cowboys sit at 26 in the draft, and reporters say they will take the best player available rather than pick for position needs. The top of the draft should be the most exciting. There's already been a trade up to the first overall pick for the Panthers, and with the quarterbacks in this draft, Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson, and Will Levis, more trades are bound to happen for teams to try and draft their franchise guy. That's a semester wrap for sports. Back to April and Piper to finish out the show.
Check your pockets, under your seat cushions, and under your purse. The Powerball ticket is worth more than $1 million, and it's yet to be claimed. The Powerball ticket will soon expire, and Texas lottery officials say that if the winner does not claim the ticket, the money is returned to the state to be used in programs authorized by the Texas legislature.
The second-tier prize-winning ticket was bought in Lamar County in Paris, Texas. The ticket holder may claim the prize at any Texas Lottery Claim Center or by mail. Texas Lottery officials said a ticket holder forfeits any claim to a prize for a draw game after the expiration of the 180th day following the draw date. The deadline to claim the prize is Thursday, April 20th at 5 p.m.
Thanks for watching ntTV News at Noon. I'm Piper Gifford.
Join us again tonight at 6 and tomorrow at noon here on North Texas Television. Why did she come in here?